2025 has been an awesome year as far as the music gear side of things, and looking back, I've got to try a lot of cool stuff this year. But in this video, I'm taking a look at all the gear I tried out in 2025 and really focusing on some of the highlights that I think are worth carrying into 2026. Now, one of my favorite parts of the year was when I had this big interface shootout where I compared the Universal Audio Apollo Twin, the RME Babyface Pro FS, and the Antelope Audio Zen Quadro. Now, I sort of ended that series by confessing that I was actually looking to replace my current interface at the time. And while all three of those interfaces are outstanding interfaces in quality, I didn't choose any of them. Now, what I did go for was the Universal Audio Apollo X4, which has been an incredible interface. I sort of mentioned at the end of that video that the Apollo X4 kind of took everything that those other three interfaces had and kind of put it all in one package. I haven't done a full video on the X4, but if you're interested in that, comment down below. But one of the biggest things to impact my workflow in the studio this year actually happened almost a full year ago, and that was getting the Softtube Console 1 system in my studio. I still don't have the set of faders, but I really want to get that eventually. It's essentially a plug-in controller that has all of these one-to-one controls on it so that you don't have to go map anything necessarily. But the draw is that everything is labeled. You can control Console 1 stuff, Universal Audio stuff, Fab Filter, and some other plugins as well. And what I've learned is that the more you use it, the less you even have to think about what you're reaching for. Now, I would argue you don't need something like this, but it's been an incredible addition to my workflow over the year. I even made these custom side panels for it just because I have some experience in upholstery, but it was really easy to do. Now, you may or may not also know that I did a bit of a keyboard shootout this year. I think I've tried about 6 different MIDI controllers this year, all the way from Native Instruments, Newix, Arturia, Donner, Yamaha, but my favorite in terms of overall value so far has been the Novation Launch Key Mark IV. And I liked that keyboard so much that even though I borrowed it from Zounds to make that big shootout, I now have another one on the way to keep in the studio. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, would you consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already? I make videos like this every single week, and I really appreciate you being here and would appreciate you sticking around if you're enjoying this. I only tried one new set of monitors this year, and that was the Newix Axon 3s. And if I didn't like them, then I just wouldn't mention any monitors in this video, but I will say, for the price, those monitors are really cool. They're sort of these small yet sturdy portable monitors. They have a ton of different ways to connect, and they even come with a built-in EQ so that you can do some minor room correction on them. Frustratingly, I still can't find them in the US, but I would recommend them for the price if you can find them anywhere. In 2025, I also released my biggest sample pack yet. It's called Real Feel Tape Saturated Drums, and they were actually performed by me on an E-kit so that you have access to all the MIDI so that you can adjust whatever you need to or plug in your own virtual instruments. There's a preview pack, a standard pack, and a premium pack that'll give you all the dry, effects, MIDI, all of it. So if you want to check it out for yourself and compare the different packages and here's some examples for yourself, I have a link in the description of this video. Now, I've tested a few different microphones over the past year. The main one that I want to bring up today is actually a pair of small condensers from Universal Audio, the SP1s. I haven't even done a full review video on them yet, but I have been using them in the studio over the past little bit. Really cool condensers with some modeling software, much like their SD one, which you often see me use in my videos to talk through. I also got to try out the Newix DP2000, which is a sample pad, sort of little drum pad thing. I think if you don't have the money or space for a nice E-kit, something like that where you can just set it on your desk or put it on a stand is a really cool way of controlling virtual instruments or playing in samples or whatever. Just thought I'd mention that as well because that stood out to me as something that, for the money, was just really good quality compared to its competitors. And you may or may not have noticed yet, and may not even care, but I have a new drum kit behind me. It's called a Gretsch Energy. Really not a bad priced kit for what you're getting. But my plan for it right now is to put some triggers in it and some mesh heads on it. And then when I want to, still be able to put some Mylar heads on it to do acoustic stuff and mic it if I want to. Honestly, this was just a huge step up from the Facebook Marketplace kit that I was using before to do all that. I'm sort of blown away by how far this channel has gone this year, and I really have few people to thank but you, so thank you very much. There's already a lot of really cool stuff lined up for the beginning of the year, so again, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Once again, I really appreciate you, and as always, thanks for hanging out.